At the edge of southern Italy, where mountains fall dramatically into a sapphire sea, the Amalfi Coast rises like a painted dream from the Tyrrhenian waters. It is not merely a stretch of shoreline. It is a living stage where empires have risen, merchants have ruled, and legends have drifted in on salt-laced winds. Long before postcards and honeymooners, before lemon groves terraced the cliffs, the coast was shaped by fire and stone. The Lutari Mountains thrust themselves toward the sky, carving steep ravines that would one day cradle villages like Amalfi, Positano, and Ravello. The sea below shimmered with promise and danger. This was a frontier. In the early Middle Ages, when much of Europe trembled in uncertainty after the fall of Rome, Amalfi dared to look outward. Around the 9th century, it became one of Italy's great maritime republics, standing shoulder to shoulder with Pisa, Genoa, and Venice. But unlike its northern rivals, Amalfi faced the east. Its ships cut across the Mediterranean, trading silk from Byzantium, spices from the Levant, and gold from North Africa. Picture the harbor 1,000 years ago. Wooden ships rocking against stone piers, sails snapping in the coastal wind, merchants shouting in a dozen languages. Amalfi was not large, but it was bold. Its merchants created the Tavole Amalfitane, a maritime code that shaped sea law across the Mediterranean. In a time when borders were uncertain and allegiances fragile, Amalfi ruled by skill, diplomacy, and daring navigation. Yet power, like the tide, does not remain still. In 1137, the Republic fell to the Normans. Later, Pisa attacked, weakening Amalfi's maritime dominance. The great fleets diminished, trade routes shifted, and the once thriving naval power faded into quiet resilience. But while its political power waned, its spirit endured, etched into cathedral walls and woven into narrow alleyways. At the heart of Amalfi town stands the majestic Cathedral of St. Andrew, known as the Amalfi Cathedral. Its striped facade glows in the southern sun, a blend of Arab-Norman, Byzantine, and Gothic influences. Climb its grand staircase, and you can almost hear echoes of crusaders departing, of bishops blessing sailors before perilous voyages. The cathedral is a monument to the era when Amalfi's ships carried both trade and faith across the sea. Further along the coast, perched high above the waves, lies Ravello, a town that would later exchange commerce for culture. In the 19th century, when Europe's artists and intellectuals began searching for beauty beyond industrial cities, Ravello became their sanctuary. Richard Wagner found inspiration here. Writers, painters, and dreamers stood on its terraces, gazing at horizons that seemed infinite. The coast had transformed from a naval stronghold into a muse. Meanwhile, Positano clung to its cliffs like a cascade of pastel houses tumbling toward the sea. Once a modest fishing village, it evolved slowly, surviving through agriculture, fishing, and quiet trade. Its people carved stairways into rock, built homes stacked like theater balconies, and cultivated lemons in terraces that defied gravity. During the mid-20th century, after the devastations of World War II, Positano experienced a renaissance. Writers like John Steinbeck described it as a place that bites deep. Tourism bloomed, but gently at first, artists, aristocrats, and filmmakers seeking sunlight and solitude. The Amalfi Coast entered the modern world not with factories or rail yards, but with winding roads. The Strada Statale 163, completed in the 19th century, curves along cliffs in daring loops. It stitched the villages together, bringing visitors face to face with dizzying heights and breathtaking views. Travel here was never meant to be rushed. It was meant to unfold like cinema. Throughout the centuries, the sea has remained the coast's constant companion. It carried Greek settlers, Roman nobles who built seaside villas, Arab traders who influenced architecture and language, and Norman conquerors who reshaped politics. Even when earthquakes and storms struck, most notably the devastating tsunami of 1343 that damaged Amalfi, the people rebuilt, stone by stone, terrace by terrace. Today, the Amalfi Coast is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yet beneath the glamour of luxury yachts and sun-drenched piazzas lies a deeper rhythm. Fishermen still mend nets at dawn. Church bells still echo across valleys at dusk. Lemons, large and fragrant, still grow in groves tended by families for generations. Imagine standing at sunset in Ravello's gardens. The sky burns amber and rose. The sea darkens into indigo. The cliffs glow gold for one final moment before twilight. In that silence, the centuries seem to overlap. The roar of medieval markets, the whisper of monks, the laughter of 1950s film stars, the quiet hum of modern life. The Amalfi Coast is not frozen in time. It is layered in time. Each wave that touches its shore carries fragments of Phoenician sails, Roman marble, Norman steel, and modern dreams. It has been a republic, a refuge, a ruin, and a renaissance. And as night falls, with lights flickering like constellations along the cliffs, the coast becomes what it has always been. A meeting place between land and sea, between past and present, between history and imagination.